Hey guys, Andrew Logan here. Another video in our series looking at financial freedom and mindset education for the network marketing industry and the people in it. And what I want to talk about today is this dichotomy, basically, this oxymoron, conundrum, paradox that we have that we all really struggle with. And I think it's one of the biggest things that people struggle with. And if we get it, when I got this, it took me a few years to get this, but when I finally got it, it really helped us take that leap from, a nice, good income into like an amazing, life-changing financial freedom income. And what it is this leadership versus duplication paradox. And when I say paradox, when I say dichotomy, when I say oxymoron, it's because on one hand, we want leaders. Everyone's like attracting to leaders and we're attracted to leaders. It's like, how do I bring more leaders into my team? And leaders stand on stage and we get inspired by what they've done and this amazing thing they've created. And they're innovative and they go out and they create these systems and they, do these amazing things and they've got initiative and they kind of break the mold a little bit and show what's possible. But then on the other hand, it's like, hey, no, don't do it your way. Like there's a system. We've got this system and it duplicates and it's this great system. And, don't overthink this. Don't overwhelm yourself. Come in, follow the system because duplication is the key. If we're going to grow this deep business, if we're going to have, multiple levels, layers, depth, all those sorts of things, and people 50, 20 levels deep who know what they're doing, it's because they've come in and they've followed a system. So don't reinvent the wheel. Don't think for yourself. Don't do anything crazy. Do what's simple and what's duplicatable so that everyone can come in and just follow that system. So which is it? Which do we want? Because on one hand, we want initiative and innovation, and on the other hand, we want simplification and duplication. And they're polar opposites. So it took me a couple of years to kind of really figure this out. And, because you can't get someone who is a natural born leader, whatever that means, and it's a topic for another day, but you can't get these people who are innovative and who are expressive and who want to kind of recreate things. And, if Henry Ford just listened to what was being done and just duplicated what was being done, we'd just have faster horses. We'd just have better saddles and stuff, but he broke the mold. And Elon Musk is coming along and breaking the mold in how we look at space travel. And Steve Jobs came along and broke the mold on what a phone was and what it could do. And we love these people and we're inspired in society, in our life, in our business by these people who come in and just break the mold and show what else is possible. But then we're also like, actually, no, just follow the system. So what we have to understand is that really, they are two polar opposite people and we want them both. We want them both, but we have to understand that they are very different types of people. And, we want them both equally as good as each other, but they need to be trained and supported and structured and set up in very different ways. Now, 94% of people, 95% of people, this is a Forbes study, show that only about 5 or 6% of people actually looking for a business, are actually sitting there every day saying, you know what, I want to go out and do this myself. 95% of people at the end of the day are, I'm happy being told what to do. I'm happy with the perceived security of a steady paycheck and income. And we know that, that security is a bit of a hoax, but for 95% of people, that's it. So when those people come in, when there's people who aren't looking for the grand business, they're not looking for enormous things, they're looking for, security and simplification, we need a system. We need systems to help them come in, to use our products, to use our services, to plug into the culture, to the team, to get to the event. Maybe they can dabble, maybe they can tell a few friends. And we need a nice, simple, structured system that they can just follow along. Great. We also need to know that there are these other people who are going to think independently, who can't follow a system because they want to question things. And I liken it to, that teenager, you're raising a teenager and you want the teenager who is grows up to be independent and takes care of themselves and, leaves home eventually. But you also kind of want them to do what they're told. It's like, which do you want? They either do what they're told or they're stubbornly, staunchly independent. So you're going to have these kind of, naughty teenagers that come into your team and like, you know what, actually, I can do better than that, and I can do this better, and I can create something that's better than this, and I think we can evolve this and change this. And you have to have the space for both. So these are like the 2 to 4%, maybe 5%. Again, another Forbes study showed that only about 2% of people are capable of independent thought these days. Like, so much of our education system, of our employment system, of society is follow the rules, color between the lines, show up at 8 a.m. and go home at 5 p.m. and just do what you're told. So every workplace has a system, and we have people who come in and follow the systems, and that's all they'll ever desire in life. I want there to be pilots who are happy coming in and flying the plane so that I can take a holiday. I want there to be someone at the hotel who loves sitting behind the desk and welcoming people and letting them in and following the system of introducing, giving me my keys, giving me my hotel room so my family and I can have a holiday. You know, we want those people, and we want them in our business as well. We can't dismiss them. They are the lifeblood of our business. They come in, they follow the system, they follow the instructions in the booklet, they get to the event, they do the little things and they follow the black and white process. But then we also need these people who are going to come in and evolve, who are going to take our things to the next level. We know that the system's always changing. We know that society's always changing. The market's always changing. So we need these people. And the key is, first of all, we have to understand that. We have to have that mindset. And the second thing is that we need to have some kind of filtering process. You, as the leader of your team, need to have some kind of filtering systematic process that's in place where you're like, you know what, I got all these people who are coming in and they're busy with their job and they're kind of happy doing that, and a couple of $100 a week will really help them, and they just want to use our product, system, process, whatever it is. You go over here. Don't let me overwhelm you. Don't get all up and blow your head up because that like the actual thought of thinking for themselves overwhelms them and throws them off and takes them out of the game. Over here, no worries. I love you guys. I absolutely love you guys, and just follow these systems and you'll get the results you're after. And then I also need to know that when I'm filtering these people and I have that system, that it's over here, a handful of people are going to pop up. A handful of people are going to pop up, and I'm going to train them differently. I'm going to mentor them differently. I'm going to mentor them to be independent, to think for themselves. Yes, they're going to like ride the bike down the thing and break their arm every now and then. They're going to trip over. They're going to make mistakes like any, teenager will, right? But I've got to be there. I've got to be like that kind of big brother, father figure, whatever it is, who's there, helping them and mentoring them along the way to help them with their initiative, to encourage that initiative, to get them out there and say, look, I don't think it's going to work, but hey, give it a go. And I'm going to be here and we can talk about it afterwards. Or, you know what, that is the best idea I've ever heard. I've never thought of it that way. Let's go do it together. How can I help you? We need to have that space. We need to have that space to let them go and let them express and let them use their initiative. And yeah, sometimes, you know what, I tried that a couple of years ago. It didn't work. You know what, I rode down that hill on my bike and I fell off. But hey, you go. You might be able to get down that hill better than me. But everyone else is over here. And this is like our 95%. And they're over here. So the filtering process, whatever it is you use, like for me, it was always about, giving them little tasks or just giving them some kind of little small task. It was like, hey, just read this book. It's a really good book. Or, let's just jump on and like talk through your goals or something like that. And the people who are like, oh, I don't really have any goals. Awesome. No worries. Like I won't bother you with the phone call then. Like here, just follow this system. Boom, boom, boom. Don't have to think. Don't have to overwhelm yourself. Don't have to, like crazy, like all these big things. Just follow this system and you can get your results and you can have a nice life with that. Awesome. But yeah, the person, these are my goals. Like boom, boom, boom. Goal setting was one of the biggest things I found. They were into goal setting and they were into personal development. They were the two big things that I looked for. And over, just years of doing this and the experience that I found is the people who had goals and were into self-development were going to be these innovative, like hands-on people who were going to come in and break the mold. And I had to give them that space and I had to train them and let them try and fail a few things. The people who didn't really want to read the books, who didn't really want to get on the phone call and discuss the goals, no worries. Don't waste their time. Just plug in and let them follow the system. Because if I try and get someone who's not built for innovation, who's not built for independent thought, if I try and get them to start thinking for themselves, it overwhelms them and it takes them out of the game, and they leave with a nasty taste in their mouth. If I get someone who's built to break the mold, who's a square peg in a round hole, and tell them, no, just conform, do what I say, this is how I do it, this is how you'll do it, and this is how you'll teach everyone to do it, they're going to leave too. And they're going to find something else to do. They're going to find something that inspires them more. They're going to find something that's better. So we've got to have both. We've got to have that mindset that they're opposites. Right from the bat, we can't have leadership and duplication in the same person, essentially. We're going to have innovation and leadership and all like awesome, cool things over here. And we're going to have a great number of people that are the bulk of our team. We're going to come in, follow the system, follow the process. And you need to have a space for both. You need to understand that. You need to have a system that filters them. And then you need to have systems that coach them both. So it's plug in, follow the system. Like over here, just follow the step-by-step process. Cool. Over here, let's work together closely. Let's work in small groups. Let's work one-on-one. And I'm going to mentor you to become independent. And then if I can teach them to start teaching other people how to be independent, if I can teach them to create their own system, plug their 95%ers into the system and teach them how to mentor their people to independence, then I have financial freedom. Then I have financial freedom because I've got people who can teach the system and people who can teach people to teach systems. Then you have financial freedom, and then it's fun. And then you will see your income just accelerate. Then you will see massive momentous growth. In the short term, we got to just understand that we can't have both in the one person. We have to understand that, yeah, there's going to be some sticky people that might tell us to go shove our system, and we get all frustrated, but they're actually the people that we want, these leaders, these great, exciting people, and we just got to take them and just put them over here. Just take them into a different system and train them differently and put the 95%ers over here. So guys, I really hope that helped. It's something that, as I said, it took me a few years, but like, boom, when I finally had that realization, because we could get all these people to here and then they just seemed to get stuck. So we needed a system to help these people get up to the next level. And when I finally got it, I mean, our income quadrupled, literally quadrupled in like 6 or 7 months. It was absolutely amazing. We just had to give these great people the space to go and do it themselves. And then we've been able to maintain that, enjoy that income, for years now. So I hope that helps, guys. Until next week, we will see you again.